And the reason that I knew that Squatch Juice was something that was good is because I learned in some of my classes, hey, this is the way that your body regulates hydration. These are the electrolytes that your body uses, and this is kind of the process.
Is that Brandon?
Yep.
In the wild, where the rivers flow, Squatch Juice gives you the strength to go.
Cheers. Cheers.
Through the forest we rise and shine. With every sip, the world feels fine. Raise a glass, feel the vibe. Together we conquer, we thrive. Squatch Juice is the fire within. Fueling our souls, let the journey begin. Together we'll laugh, together we'll fight. With every heartbeat we shine so bright. On the road, with friends we roam. Chasing dreams, we've made it home. Fighting shadows.
All right, guys, welcome to this episode of Squatch Juice. We're really excited. Ryan, where are we today, man?
We are in Wallace, actually in Kellogg, Idaho, for an event in Wallace, Idaho, the Wallace Paranormal Festival. But right now we're in Kellogg. It is gorgeous up here. It's really cool.
It is really, really pretty. And the event's going to be one, I think, that is going to be for the books. We have some really cool things that are going to be happening that we have access to only. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that because it's actually going to be pretty dang cool. But today, on this episode of Squatch Juice, we have a very special guest. And this guest saw us a couple months, it was a month ago?
Yeah, a little over a month ago.
A little over a month ago at Pig Out in the Park in Spokane. Came up to the booth. I'll let you tell his, I'm going to let him tell you his story because he did something to his wife that you should never do. And anyways, it's a really funny story. But without further ado, we got Stefan. So Stefan, like, who are you, man? Like, what do you do? And why are you here?
Yeah, so who am I? First and foremost, I'm a Christian. I'm a husband, I'm a father, try to be a good friend, usually in that order. After that, I'm a professor at a college, possibly somewhere near you. And yeah, so that's kind of me in a nutshell. I love hunting, love fishing, love being outside, love my family, love God, and that's me in a nutshell. That's what I do.
That's way cool, and that's kind of who we are, right?
Yeah.
We love the outdoors, we love God, and we love our families, and it's absolutely just amazing. So he came up to the booth, and they have been looking for a drink to try, something that's been completely new, something different, and something clean. And we talked for just a little bit. He took a pouch home, he tried it, and then he called, and what did you say?
When I called, I let you know a few things. One of them was that I had found something that I was really excited about because of the ingredients. And the thing that is most interesting about that is I kind of hid some from my wife so I could make sure I have more for myself because it was really good. And it was really nice to find something clean, something that I was looking for with my background studying kinesiology for 10 years. I'll say that again, 10 years of college.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah, it was a grind.
You must be a doctor.
Must be, something like that, yeah. Yeah, I got my PhD in kinesiology, and after all that, I was always looking for something for hydration. That's something that my wife really struggles with, and like other people too. She's not special in that regard. Saw you guys, saw your ingredients, knew your mission, and knew we had to have a conversation that day. So ignored my wife as she was talking to me. This is where Brandon said, don't ignore your wife. I did, so my wife's never going to listen to this, but if she does, sorry, hon. We were trying to figure out what food we wanted. I saw Squatch Juice, and I just kind of pulled her to the side, and off we went, away from the food for a little bit, and that's how I met you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really, really good. But let me ask you this. What caught your eye? Like, what made you just be like, shh, don't talk right now, and then, like, walk over to us? What captivated you?
Yeah, so with that, I'll kind of give some background in mine. I'm not really good at multitasking, and I get super hyper-focused on things. So I cannot, my wife knows this, I cannot listen to her halfway and focus and do something else well. I like to do things really well. So she's talking to me, and I was trying to read what you all had, and on your poster, it was a couple mentions of ingredients. And as soon as I'm seeing ingredients, and they were ingredients that I was really interested in, ears turned off, eyes turned on, and each step I got closer, I was able to read a little bit more of the sign, people passing by and stuff. And I had already heard a little bit about your story just from social media, so just being able to go over in person and talk to you and Kaylee about kind of more of the facts behind it.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really glad that you stopped by. I'm really glad that we were able to have a conversation and chat and kind of like find out who you are. And we were able to put some product in your hand, and you loved it. You called me, and now you're part of the team, dude.
Yep.
So, guys, we have a doctor on the team. Like, we have a PhD doctor on the team, guys. And this guy, we're going to go over it. He actually wrote up a really good, I guess you want to say, article or some sort of a great script for us to kind of go over. We're going to talk about that. But before we do, there's something I didn't share with you on your podcast. But tell us about your podcast. So share with everybody who you are.
Yep.
And like your podcast so they can go and listen to it.
Yeah, so background on me, I've had a lot of, in my opinion, really fun experiences for how old I am. I'm 28 years old. I've hunted axis deer in Hawaii twice. I was able to pay for deep sea fishing in Alaska for salmon. I've been skiing. I've been hunting in 4 different states. Bow hunted a lot, fished a lot. I've just done a lot of really great things. And I've met a lot of really nice people. I grew up in a retirement community that was kind of similar to where we're at now, kind of a fancy place. And I just met these really incredible people. I was a hunting guide for 4 or 5 weeks in Oregon and met a fishing guide in Oregon. We're now best buddies. We go fishing and hunting together. And I just realized I've had so many really awesome experiences. And it's not because I'm awesome. It's because these people that I meet are just incredible. So the purpose of my podcast and starting it was I want to get people who are incredible, great at what they do. I want to give them a chance to just share what they do. For anybody that doesn't have those experiences, for anybody that is intimidated to start, I bring on these people that are really great at what they do and encourage people to join in on whatever it is that they're interested in. So I've had fishing guide, elk hunters, deer hunters. I've had a butcher. I've had an archery shop owner, just so many different people. I've had you on, Brandon. And that's kind of the goal of my podcast is just I want to encourage people, I want to educate people, and I want to inspire people. Just be outside.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. I'm really fortunate the life that I have. It's rooted in like outside. That's kind of where I feel closest to God. And I'm really, really fortunate with that. So that's why I started that podcast there.
Yeah. So guys, go take a listen. Go follow him. I was on his podcast last week. And then I wanted to listen to some more. I had a 9-hour drive in Texas last week. And what else better to do than listen to a podcast? And so I chose his. And he's had some really good people on. Some people that have their own presses. Some people that are doing everything out of their garage. Like what you want to do with what, your house and like your dream.
Yep.
How close are you getting to that?
Yeah, so with that funny story, I'm very fortunate. My wife is incredible. The biggest supporter of anybody I've ever met. She's super happy when I get to do things. And for whatever reason, she's fine moving in with my parents on the same property.
She's fine with it now. And then
She says she's fine with it. Every weekend we visit them. They have an off-grid cabin in Montana. We go hunting there every weekend. And she's great with my mom. She puts my dad in his place when he needs to be put in his place.
Nice.
Gets along great with them. It helps that my parents are pretty laid back, pretty cool. So we're working on a place that my dad, who's super picky, and my wife, who's not as picky, are going to be happy with. We've looked at a few places. With that, we get a bigger budget. North Idaho's super expensive.
Yeah.
So even though I have the PhD, I'm not rolling in the dough. Maybe not yet. But we've looked at some places. There's a few places that we like, but we're just being a little picky right now.
Sure.
So until
That's
the
good.
right place pops up, we don't have a timeline with that. But we have things that we want to do. We want to do a garden, archery, shooting range for sure. I'm going to have an archery kind of pro shop, if you will, in the garage. My dad's going to have his shop with his stuff. My dad is an engineer, builds and remodels anything and everything. so he needs space for his stuff. My wife and mom want this garden and a greenhouse, so we're gonna just do everything we can, so that way, the 4 of us, and then my daughter, and then the second one on the way can just like be really happy.
Congratulations.
At that space. Thank you.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's really cool. But did you say what the name of your podcast was on here?
I did not. So the
Okay.
name of my podcast is the Kinesio Outdoors Podcast, Kinesio Outdoors, Kinesio Outdoors. Kinesiology is what I studied for 10 years. It's what I do. It's basically the science of how exercise affects the body, mentally and physically. And I just thought I'd merge my, 10 years of just experiences in the classroom with my passion for the outdoors.
No, that's really cool. It really is. So we're going to talk about this, but real quick, I have to tell you. So after you left, Sunday, we had some crazy stuff happen down at Pig at the Park.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know that girl that was doing like the permanent jewelry? You saw her in the old horseshoe or the horse trailer?
Oh, yep.
So we were next to her, so we kind of became friends. And I was walking back with a couple of other guys that we met from that show, Aaron and his son Lucas, from the truck getting some Squatch Juice.
Yep.
And all of a sudden she says, "Hey, come here. I have like something really weird that just happened, and I got a question." So I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" She goes, "I just had this really weird interaction. This old like Hispanic lady from Mexico came up and started talking to me, and she was talking about like how pretty I was." And like how she would love for me to come down and visit her in Mexico. Have I ever been to Mexico? When do I get off? What's my address? What's my phone number? And she gave her everything except for the address. And then as soon as she left, she texted and said, "It was really nice meeting you." And I got to read the entire text message. And I think we were going to be really good friends. And the old lady wrote back, "I really don't care about you. I was just pretending. I don't want to be friends with you, and I don't like your business. I want nothing to do with you." And she's like, "That was really odd." And then she looked up, and there she was, and the old lady was nodding over to this guy. I think you know where this is going.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, that's when she pulled me over, and she showed me everything. I said, "Well, where are these guys?" And they're like, "Right here and right here," and they're watching us. As soon as I looked at them, they're just like nonchalant,
Yep.
kind of looking out, like what's going on. And right away, I knew what was happening.
Yep.
And I said, "I need you to pack up your stuff right now." I called the guy who was running it, Bill, and I said, "I need you here now, and we need police
Yep.
ASAP." She was going to be abducted. If she didn't stop me and say, "What is going on? I don't feel right about this," and we didn't catch and see the red flags, she was going to be abducted. So Bill came over, the Rangers came over, they started looking at what was going on. I then sent those 2 gentlemen over to Kaylee at the booth, and I said, "I need you guys to go over to Kaylee's right now.
Yep.
Like, go at the booth, Squatch Juice booth, and stay with her until I tell you you guys can leave or whatever, until I come back." So then I texted him, and I said, "Hey, that guy in the red shirt is walking over to you, and I need you to take a picture of him, and I need you to document what he does." So that guy walked right in front of our booth. 12 other guys walked over. And they were like talking, and they're like, "I think we got caught." And then they all dispersed.
Yep.
So after that, they escorted her off the premise. And then I took Kaylee, and I said, "You guys watch the booth. I'm taking Kaylee, and I'm going to take her back to her car, and she's going to be gone. Like, I'm not going to have her here."
Yeah.
And then I went back, and then as I was packing up, the sheriff and the police came, and they were like, "So what gave you the idea that that was going to be a sex trafficking?" And I said, "Well, this is what I have. These are the pictures. This is like everything," and like the text message, everything. I showed them all the information. And they're like, "Nobody that we have known so far can see and catch those red flags." And they said that sex trafficking in that location has gone up 65% in the last year.
That's crazy.
Spokane, guys. This is where they had Pig out in the park. And they said that it's the Russian mafia that's doing it, and they're using Hispanic and the Mexican cartel to partner with because they're so close to the Mexican border.
Yep.
And so they said, "Yeah, you just saved her life." And anyway, so if you guys are out there and you see something, I'm just letting you guys know right now, do not be afraid to say something and go get a police officer or go find some help, because It's a real thing, and it's really, really scary. But anyways, let's dive right into your article. I thought that would be interesting for you to know.
Yeah, definitely not fun to hear when I'm in Spokane frequently.
Yeah, it's spelled Compton for a reason, right?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Okay, so let's talk about your awesome article here that you wrote. I would love to dive into this, and this is something that we talked about on your podcast last week. But go ahead and kind of go over it. Ryan, have you had a chance to look over this? Mm-hmm. Okay. Briefly. Let's go over this because I think this is very, very important information. And this is something that I was talking to Ryan about on the way up here today was our hydration is just taking off. And I think that's going to be something that we really need to make a focal point with Squatch Juice instead of the energy and focus like what we started with.
I agree.
And this right here is also going to be just a great, I guess I can say like, what am I saying? Like it's a great way to really come to come to light and say, yes, that is what we need to do. Because it's super, super important. And so tell us a little bit about what you wrote.
All right, so I'll be honest. I woke up early one morning at like 3 a.m. because my daughter was crying. And after that, I was awake and I typed this up. That was a week ago. So I'm going to do my best to remember what I typed up. But in general, what I typed up is just biological and physiological facts on what happens in the body. And the reason that I knew that Squatch Juice was something that was good is because I learned in some of my classes, hey, this is the way that your body regulates hydration. These are the electrolytes that your body uses, and this is kind of the process. So that's kind of just the preface there. I learned this in my classes. There may be a couple of things that are slightly off, but in general, it's pretty solid. So first of all, if your body is going to cause you to either hold or lose water, that's regulated by the kidneys. So with the kidneys, that's where your body reabsorbs water, or within the kidneys, there's something called the glomerulus, where if your body is hydrated, then you would excrete some electrolytes, and then the water would follow.
Yep.
So I'm going to take a quick step back to explain why that is. Your cells are semi-permeable membranes. What that means is that some things can cross the barrier and some things cannot. So think about it as like a fence. If you have a fence and like every couple inches, you've got another plank, so you've got a couple inch gap. Some things can get through, some things can't. Well, with your cells, that semi-permeable membrane, water can get through, electrolytes can't get through as easily. So on the walls of cells, you have these pumps that pump across these electrolytes. Well, these pumps react based on balances of electrolytes within and outside of the cell. So if you have plenty of hydration, your electrolyte balance is fine. You've got plenty of fluid, well, then your cells are going to be slightly hypotonic. Let's see. Hyper. This is where I get confused. One of them, I believe it's hyper. Yeah, hyper should be too much. So hypertonic should be that your cells have enough water, maybe too much water, so then your cells are going to pump out some electrolytes, and then that's going to cause the water to follow, and then that's going to cause you to excrete water in the form of urine. If you don't have enough, then your cells are going to want to try to hold on to those electrolytes so you don't lose that water, so you kind of keep that hydration. So that happens again in the kidneys. What I like about Squatch Juice is the ingredients are what those pumps are. It's a sodium potassium pump. It's NAK. That's the pump. And those get pumped back and forth across the cell membranes to facilitate hydration and other cell functions. Well, that's what you guys use. You need it. It's pretty important. So the fact that you guys, those are some of your larger ingredients, that's really important for hydration. Now I'm gonna preface this next piece with, there's advertising out there that isn't exactly true. You cannot multiply water inside your body. Sorry to tell you, it can't be done. So the reason that I like Squatch Juice and adding supplements with your water is the water dissolves these supplements so it gets into your bloodstream quicker. Your blood flow is how you get things to your entire body quickly. So that water acts as like the carrier of it. Great. You need the sodium and potassium to be carried by the water. Awesome. Well, that's just giving your body what it needs when it's dehydrated. You're giving it the water, but now you're giving your body the extra sodium and potassium to go into those cells, and then the water's going to follow, and that's going to cause those cells to get a little bit more hydrated. And I think that's what I wrote in a nutshell, pretty much.
Pretty much.
But again, that's kind of the way things work. It's really important to understand that. That way, really good marketing doesn't make you into not the smartest consumer. So that's the biology behind it.
That's really true.
So I have a question, and you
I'll
can
do my
answer.
best.
Yeah, you can do your best. A lot of people have the possibly misconception, I don't know, the idea that to have an effective like hydration drink, they need sugar with it. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I'm going to preface this to everybody with my opinion and my personal practice is I try to consume zero sugar. And I'm going to quickly define sugar. So carbohydrates broken up in the body technically break up into glucose. I'm not talking about carbohydrates. I'm talking about simple and refined sugars. I try to not consume any of those. I did my blood glucose at work the other day, and my score was, it was 60 or 50. 70 is considered the low end of normal. I'm much lower than that. I don't do sugar, and I'm fine. So I don't know that you need sugar because sugar is not one of those things that necessarily is going to cause water to follow it. The sodium potassium is partially what drives that concentration and the collection of water within the cells.
Well, that was what made me think to ask the question, is because your description of how the cells actually work, sugar wasn't part of the equation. So
It's not. So what sugar does is sugar is fuel. So people have sugar, then they get high blood sugar. They feel kind of good, a little bit energetic, and then they get the crash. What I like about yours is you're not going to get the crash because you never get the high. You don't need that sugar high. You just need to be consistent. And if you're feeling other things, maybe look at your diet and so on and so forth. But in my opinion, for me, I don't consume sugar. I eat pancakes almost every morning with my family. I just eat plain Kodiak cakes. Nothing on them.
I love Kodiak.
Kodiak cakes.
They're
are the
delicious,
best.
right?
They're so good.
We should
So
get
good.
them as a sponsor for you guys.
like
Just something. I don't do sugar. I'm fine. I don't need it. Maybe I'm special. Maybe I need less glucose than other people. But you think of like the carnivore diet, things like that. Sugar itself isn't essential, and it's not essential for hydration.
No, I 100% agree. I've done so much research on this. And I've gone through and say, why do these other companies have like vitamins? Why do these other companies have, X, Y, Z? And you look down and you break it down and you look and see what are the main components of what you need to be putting into your body for just hydration. It's sodium, potassium, and magnesium. That is it.
But I love having the opinion of someone who, one, isn't, an owner of Squatch Juice, because obviously people can look at us and say we have.
We're biased.
Yeah, we're biased. And also someone that's much smarter than both you and me.
Very true. I don't have a PhD.
Yeah, me either.
No, not at all.
PhD doesn't make you smart. All it means
More educated. We'll
all
say
it
that.
means is you're really good at suffering. And two, it means you got a little bit of OCD and you really are stubborn about some things. That's all it means.
That's all that matters. There you go.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And then another question I have for you then as well is the dosaging. Because some hydration will have, less sodium. Some hydration has way more sodium.
more.
Yeah.
So what do you think about where we hit on our dosaging?
So that's something that's really hard. And the reason it's hard is because humans, every single person's different. Every single person from the next is going to be so different and have different needs. I personally rarely sweat. And hanging out with you guys more, you'll see we could be 100 degrees hiking. I might have a couple beads of sweat. Somebody else might be just drenched.
I could take 3 steps outside and be drenched in
Yeah,
sweat.
that's just not me.
That's Ryan.
So I don't need to replace a lot of sodium.
Yeah.
Some people that sweat a lot are going to need to replace that sodium. So that's where you kind of get a lot of variability.
Yeah.
As far as the dosing goes, the human body is amazing the way it's been designed. And the reason I say design is because I'm a Christian. So the design of it is if you have excess of things, you just pee it out.
Yep.
So that's why when you see people taking new vitamins, their pee turns green. And I call it like electrically charged green. It looks like Monster, right? Your body is saying, we have enough of this. We don't need any more. Your kidneys flush it out, and then you get the water following it.
Yep.
So you can have too much. Your body's probably going to get rid of it.
Yep.
In terms of like high blood pressure, things like that, that's something to consider. Maybe if you have high blood pressure, don't have excess amounts of sodium. Obviously, you want to consult your medical provider about that. I'm not a medical provider. I study biomechanics.
Yep.
I just like to geek out about nutrition just because it's fun and it's interesting to me.
It's really fun. During my research on this and trying to like educate myself and trying to learn as much as I can so we can be the experts just as much as this guy is, what I have found is on average, I say average because like he said, everybody's different, right? Your body's different, my body's different. And on average, the average person's going to be excreting 500 milligrams of sodium, 150 potassium, and 20 milligrams of magnesium on a daily basis. So that's why we focus on that. And we've been working with a couple of other nutritionists and doctors as well, focusing on the science and saying, okay, well, we know for a fact that a very small portion of the people who are going to be taking our supplements, our drink, Squatch Juice, are going to be out working out rigorously or going to be a firefighter or somebody out there who's going to be sweating 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day.
Yep.
Our average consumer is going to be someone who's going to be that 500, 150, and 20. So that's what we stuck with, right? Now you can add it. We've done it where we've had our hydration stick added to the Squatch Juice Energy and Focus. Yep. And now you're just getting 710 milligrams of sodium instead of the 500 because in the Energy and Focus, there's 210. So you're bumping that up a little bit. And then there's a lot of people that do like, I want a total count. What's your total count of electrolytes? And I'm like, I don't know, man, like 1,300? Oh, that's really low. Like we got one guy, Steve. Like this guy, I'm not even joking. He literally will put our stick that says recommended 16 to 30 ounces. Yeah. He puts it in 8 ounces. And then he puts 3 more like tablespoons of salt in his water and he'll drink that.
Maybe he needs it.
Maybe, and then
I mean, he works out. He works out a lot. He works
out
hard.
a ton. But
and
you
then
know
he
what?
said he doesn't salt any of his food either. So that's like his entire.
This is like his entire like. Well, but if he eats meat, I mean, there's sodium in meat. But here's the thing: is every time that he tells us that story, like the first thing that comes to my mind is Men in Black, the very first movie. Where he's just like
more sugar.
More sugar. I'm like he's an alien. But no, so anyways, if that makes any sense to you guys, and that's kind of what I found. But I think that, like what you said, man, definitely understand your body. Yep. Understand what you need, and then go off of that. Mm-hmm. And then just do your best, right? Educate yourself. And that's what it's all about. It's just really educating people, bringing people to understand that you don't need a lot of the stuff that goes into your body. You don't need chemicals. You don't need the synthetics, you don't need artificial flavoring, you don't need any of this stuff. Like 11 grams of sugar, that's so much sugar. That's so much sugar. Yep. So Southern California firefighter department, wildland firefighter department, like we were working with them and we were actually manufacturing and formulating for them. Mm-hmm. Their max was 9 milligrams. That was their max. And these are firefighters that are working out at 110, 115, 120 degree weather, fighting fires, sweating buckets. And then there's a program, or not a program, but there's a product out there, I'm not naming names, do your own research, that is saying we have 11 grams of sugar. Why?
Because it tastes good.
And no, it tastes like garbage. It tastes like garbage. Do you think it tastes good?
My wife has been an avid consumer of that company for years.
Really? And she likes it?
She likes the taste.
All right.
She hates the taste of plain water.
Sure.
That's her thing. She will not drink water.
I can't do like I can't.
Can't do what?
I can't do it.
It's the flavor. People are accustomed to things being sweet.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm weaning her off of it. Don't worry.
So, well, with that, how does it compare? Squatch Juice. I'm curious.
Yeah. So this morning she saw my supply, and I need to off air twist your arm to get some more out of you here.
Okay. I know
this
a guy.
morning she opened up the cupboard. Her supply of other things. She has a couple other ones that she's been trying. It's getting pretty low. And she goes, yeah, your Squatch Juice is low, so you need to replace that. Uh-huh. So I was like, oh, it shouldn't be that low. I drink, every couple days maybe. Our daughter has one every 2 days. And she goes, oh, yeah, I've been drinking it. You'll notice mine hasn't been going down that much.
Oh, my gosh.
We're converting her to the cleaner stuff.
I told you about Did I tell you about that story? About the guy who invented the other product and his sister?
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, he was there for that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a true story.
I believe it.
So it was really funny, actually. She goes, I got better stuff than yours. She didn't say stuff, though.
Yeah, I have tried a lot of different electrolytes, and I just 100% honest, ours tastes better than
does.
anything else I've had. It's so good.
It does. And here's the thing too, guys. I want this to be known, okay? It's not that we're talking trash talking or we're bad mouthing other companies. The fact is this: if you're going to make a product, you're going to build a product, and you're going to do something that is just not that good for you, the truth is there. The facts are the facts.
Yep.
That's just what it is. And I want that to be known. I don't want people to think that we're just bad mouthing other companies. We haven't said the name or anything like that, but the truth is that, guys. Look at what the ingredients is. Study what the ingredients are. Like, for instance, we talked about this. I think that we talked about this. I'm pretty sure we did. The different types of magnesium.
Yeah,
there
we
is.
talked about that, yeah.
So if it's not citrate and it's the glycinate, I'm telling you right now, walk away. Just walk away. It's cheaper. It's a product that's going to actually do more harm than good.
Yep.
Really will.
And one thing I like about yours, I do not have much of a sweet tooth. My mom, when I was growing up, made 2 dozen cookies every other day.
Nice.
I have 2 younger brothers. The 4 boys, we were chowing through cookies. I'm good. I've had enough sugar in my life. I do 30 ounces of water every time.
That's
I
awesome.
don't do more than that. To me, I don't need more than that. The taste is great with 30. Again, I like the taste of water. My daughter, I'll do, a 30 and I'll pour 6 or 8 ounces. My wife, she likes the sweet and she goes, well, let me try it with 30 instead of, 20. She goes, it's still good. So with that, I like that now if I want to have more water, I don't have to get another packet.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing.
Yep.
So now I just spent less money on less packets.
Yep.
So to me, it works out that way too. Again, I try to drink a lot of water, so
That's awesome.
that's what I like about it.
So we have a lot of ambassadors and affiliates on our team, right? I think we are almost 200 or something like that now.
Jeez.
The reason why I'm really excited to have Stefan on our team is not because it's just another ambassador. It's just somebody else who can go out there and sell our product. He's going to educate people. And that's what I'm really excited about, is he's going to be able to say, hey, guys, if you're into hydration, which everybody should be, right? I
Agreed,
mean,
100%.
he did an amazing video of where it actually came from.
Okay.
And if you haven't watched it, Ryan, just what you learned from that, explain it.
Oh, I mean, it was just some really quick little
It's still
history
interesting.
tidbits.
Just say it. It was really cool.
So it was just talking about man, you put me on the spot. I was reading a script, bro.
That's why I don't read scripts. But anyways, no. So basically what it was is he came up and it was between 2 scientists, one that was trying to prove that we have electronic currents that go within inside of us, right? And that's what we're made of. And then the other one was saying it's coming from an animal almost, kind of like your animals, or because it was using a frog. So it was using electric current from copper wire and 2 frog legs, basically, is what it was. And the story is pretty cool. If you go and watch the video, it goes into a little bit more depth. But it was 2 scientists that were going head to head, trying to figure out what was what. And then the other one actually found out that it was currents inside your body, which then it's going to the molecular cells, and which is then creating that hydration portion.
Well, yeah, it was the idea that it was the idea, just the kind of discovery of electrolytes. The one guy, was it Volta or no? Volta was the one who created the battery, I think. I can't remember the name.
He's the one that proved him wrong.
Yeah, so the one guy who testing on the frog legs, he was thinking the electricity was coming from the animal, I think.
Yeah.
And then the other guy kind of disproved it, and basically where the idea of electrolytes, that he was able to build a battery because of the electrolytes being in fluid, we can have obviously electrolytes in water. So it's just a little bit of, it was a 40-second video.
It was a really good video.
Yeah, it was just interesting how learning more of the history of where all of that came from. Yeah.
And we're going to do more of that too. So, and he does a really good job at that. But that's what I love about this is now we're educating ourselves, then we can educate everybody around us. And now we're starting to see holy cow, hydration, super important. So that's why I'm really excited to have him on our team, because he's going to help educate.
Well, that's what I do. I'm a professor, and the reason I'm a professor is because to me, aside from my family, I guess, and for sure below hunting, I'm super passionate about helping people understand things that was really challenging for them. I definitely could have gotten another career that made more money and required less time in school. but it's so fulfilling for me to take something that people are really struggling with, help them understand it, and then watch them be able to apply it and now like own that content.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm super passionate about. I'm built my entire career around that, and now this is just like I get to do it for fun. So
That's
I'm pretty
awesome.
excited.
I like what he just said. I get to do it. And that's what we are doing here. We get to do this, man. We don't have to. You don't have to be here,
I don't.
but we get to do this.
I've never had to be here. I do it because I choose to, because
Yep.
I believe in everything about Squatch Juice.
And you like
product,
hanging
the
out with
mission. I have to hang out with Brandon.
Touche. But no, we get to do some really cool things, and
For
it's been
sure.
super, super
Meet
fun.
a lot of amazing people.
Yes,
That
we
was.
have.
I've worked from home for like 10 years, and I don't get out a lot. But the past 2 years, I've probably met more people than I met in like the last 10 years before that.
That's cool.
You're welcome.
It's been really cool.
You're welcome. No, it's been fun. A lot of cool relationships being made. So, but yeah, I mean, I just want to say thanks for coming on the show, man. We'll wrap it up. I know you need to drive back. It's like an hour drive for you.
No
But-
big deal. Not worried about it.
But yeah, guys, go check out his podcast one more time.
The Kinesio Outdoors Podcast. It's on Spotify and YouTube if you want to watch two people stare at a screen with each other.
It's a good show. It's very informative. A lot of these guys, like I said, I was watching the one where the guy has like a whole press, and like that's what you were saying too, is like you can actually tune your bow and everything.
Oh, Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple schemes going on some DIY things that we can do. Yeah, we both like to tinker a bit much.
That's awesome.
If you guys are watching this on YouTube, we'll link his channel down in the description.
Yep. But yeah, dude, thanks for driving all the way here to Kellogg, man. Say hi to the fam.
Yep, well, dude, thanks for having me. I appreciate finding a company with a good mission and a good product. It's not often that you find both, so keep up the good work.
Appreciate that, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Well, cool. With that, I'm signing off, and so thanks for coming on, and here's to the next episode.